You know, people say to me, Ron, how do you do it? What is your diet? What superfoods do you take in on a daily basis? I'm pretty particular about what I eat, pretty serious about it. Now, when you prepare any meal, of course, you need to have the best utensils. All of these are things that we should have on hand to prepare any good food. I did not go to culinary school. I don't know all the fancy names for all these, but of course you have here, an onion. Onions go with everything. And you got your, what they call this is the swisher thing. And this is a paintbrush, of course. And I'm not sure what that is, but you got your measuring cup. You got to have that. We got some fine skillets here and utensils. And say you drop something and you have trouble bending over. For example, let's say you dropped the swisher thing. So it's in the floor. Well, you can use these to pick it up. See how I did that? And now it's dirty. Let's throw that in the sink. Okay, now, but for this particular meal, we're not going to use those grabber things. We're not going to use onion, nor are we going to paint anything. Who doesn't love the mixer? This is great fun. Have you ever just turned these on and then stared into them? Well, this is what we need right here. We're going to use some oil, some canola oil. Now, you may not know this, but canola oil is a very healthy oil. It's what the Italians use to make cannoli. So if you go to an Italian restaurant and you order some cannoli, they will have made this with canola oil. As you can see right there, almost down to simmer. So let this oil get a little warm so that when we put our meat in there, we're going to bring out the essence, bring out the natural flavors just right. We don't want to burn it. We don't want to cook it too fast. We're going to bring it out. Bring it out. So while our oil is getting warmed up just a bit, we want to bring out our cut of meat. All right. Let me tell you a little trick about buying your Spam. I'll always look for the classic Spam, especially if you're new to Spam. You want to start with the classic Spam. And I suggest getting these 2 packs because they're a better deal. And also, another trick, when you shop for these in the grocery store, reach into the back of the shelf because that's where the leaner, finer cuts are. So the store personnel are taught to put the leaner cuts in the back and try to sell off the older and the fattier and less delicious cuts. So get the Spam from the back and you'll be happy and glad you did. Okay, now it's time to open the can and I'll show you the trick. It's really pretty simple if you know what you're doing. If you don't, then it gets a little difficult because this meat is wedged in there. It's pretty secure, pretty secure. All right, here we go. We're gonna pull this tab. Now be careful. Ah, yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear that sound of the, oh, I smell it. Oh, can you smell that? Smell it? Ooh. All right, so now we're gonna pull this. It's an easy open can. It probably says that on it somewhere. All right, so it's, you don't want to do that because then you end up splashing it. A little bit of the delicious juice on your shirt and your fine jacket. So here's the trick for getting the Spam out of the can. See, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. So you kind of, if you just squeeze it just right, the Spam will slide right out onto your plate. That was close. This was taking a little more time than I expected. Okay, now, here we go. Ready? So you can see I'm kind of squeezing on either end here, and that'll enable the Spam to slide right out. You got to squeeze it just right. Okay, sometimes you need a little help. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to get in the side here, and then it's going to slide right out super easy. You just squeeze on these outs, these sides here. Squeeze, because you don't want to squeeze here because that holds it in. So you're going to squeeze and shake it, and it's going to slide right out. It'll come right out of there. Just give it a minute. And if you don't know these tricks, then it's difficult. But oh, yeah, there it is. There, see? Do you see how easy that was? Now, what you want to do when you cut your Spam is use a special knife that you have here. Special knives are it's very important when you're cutting fine meat. Or you could just use the butter knife. You want to get just the right thickness to enhance the flavor. Okay. And these end pieces are especially good. When I was growing up, we would fight over the end pieces because they have the most juice, the good Spam juice coated on the ends, more so than the inside. So you want to get a good, it's like getting a good thick steak. You want to cut that good. Yeah, there we go. Now let's we're going to put the pan back on the eye here. Make sure it's not too high. That looks good. Can you see how beautiful that looks? Look at that. Yes. And this is actually what, in our house, when I was growing up, we called Spam Extraordinaire. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's put another one in there, that good, thick. Oh, see them starting to sizzle. You can't get this just anywhere. All right, we're gonna let those sizzle for just a couple of minutes. We'll turn them. Now, this is the part of the process that's really the most exciting and the closest to my heart. This is, the Spam is right behind me cooking right now. And this is that moment of silence. It's that meditative moment in the home when the aroma of the cooking Spam spreads around. At any moment now, all the family's going to come running and excited, and no doubt they'll come running down the stairs there and say, Ron, is that Spam Extraordinaire that I smell cooking? And I, of course, will say, you know it is. You can see the Spam Extraordinaire sizzling. You can hear it popping a little bit. Maybe let's turn it. Let's turn it. We don't want to cook it. We don't want to cook it too fast or overcook it. Now, there you go. It's coming along. It's coming along. Starting to brown just a little bit. You're going to be amazed at what we create out of this wonderful Spam meat. Another little helpful piece of information. Many people will ask, what exactly is in Spam? And, well, it tells you right on the can, okay? It's down there below the barcode, but it's actually too small to read. Although, this is very important, on this other side, you can see in bigger letters, this is gluten-free. So this is good for you. It's got a lot of fat in it, we need fat to build muscle and strong bones. Now, I'm not a doctor, and the things I'm saying right now about health and vitamins and so forth, don't quote me, and don't say that Ron Brunk said that this was the don't quote me on these particulars. Just know that in general, what I'm saying is important and authoritative to me. But it's probably, there's a good chance it's not accurate. But this is good. This has been good for me. Look, I'm old. I've lived a long time, and I've been eating Spam. Oh, look at that golden brown. Oh. That's something that you should not do. Don't splash the hot oil on to yourself. That's starting to look just right. Sizzling really good. Oh, I'm starting to get excited. Are you feeling the excitement? Because I am. Here's a thought. You might want to use a lid, some kind of a cover on this, which I would normally do, but I can't find my lids. I think one of the neighbor kids used them for a shield. Okay, she's about ready, and we're going to remove the Spam from the heat. Presentation is very important with any fine food. So you want to have a fine platter plate to place the Spam on for presentation to your guests. Well, in the interest of time, I'm going to just use this paper plate. The handle's hot. I'm starting to get so hungry. I can barely control myself. We got just a little bit more preparation to do, because obviously this is not the end of the meal preparation. Get a good look. Look at how it's shiny and glistens. That's when your food shines and glistens, then you know it's tasty. Okay, that's one of the main. I have not, as I said, I've not been to culinary school, but I have read some books, and they say that if your food is shiny and glistening, that it has an extraordinary flavor. And that's why we call this Spam Extraordinaire. Be sure to let it cool a bit so you don't burn your mouth. It still feels kind of hot. You can do this. It looks funny, but it's effective. Now for the addition of another very important ingredient to Spam Extraordinaire. Honey wheat bread. Now other kinds of bread will work, but there's nothing, you want to cut this bread in half just right. See how I do that? You're going to put that bread beside this, put the bread beside the Spam to begin with. Now, for another important ingredient, we're going to get us some mustard. You can use a lot of different kinds of mustard, and you can do spicy if you want to. Because, I'm not trying to hold you down. I'm not trying to box you in and tell you what you have to do, okay? I'm not about that. You can do what you want to do with your Spam, okay? Now we're going to put some mustard on here. Mustard it to your own taste, okay? I'm not telling you what kind of mustard. I'm not telling you how much mustard. I'm not telling you you have to use mustard. I'm just telling you, if you want to do this right, so you are about to learn the secret of what makes me so dynamic, enables me, fuels me to write the songs that I write, to create the amazing and outrageous videos that I create. You're about to discover the final secret here of what energizes every cell in my body. Ketchup. The combination, the ketchup, the mustard, the honey wheat bread, and the fine cuts of spam meat. Put it on there real good. Depends on how much you like ketchup. And I'm not telling you how much ketchup to use, okay? That's up to you. And you don't even have to use ketchup. If you don't want to use ketchup, don't. It's okay. It's okay. Now, we're going to take that, we're going to put the Spam. Now you can double it up if you want to. If you're a double-decker kind of guy or girl, you can double it. But I'm going to start just with the one on this particular Spam Extraordinaire sandwich. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. This is what makes America great. And this is what makes a great singer-songwriter and a great creator of videos. If you want to follow in my footsteps, this is what you got to do, okay? And you need a really cool jacket too. This is where it gets a little bit, I mean, when I come to this moment, I get a little bit teary-eyed. Because this is the food that I was raised on. My mother and father each worked 3 jobs in order to have enough extra money to keep us in Spam. And I will forever be grateful for that. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Oh, look at that. Ooh. Let's get a little more of a close-up, okay? Can we get closer? Ooh, yeah, that's even better. I should have been there all the time because, I was like way back from the camera and in the shadows. Don't you hate when people do that? Hello, hello. They should be close, intimate. I want you to know that I'm your friend and you're my friend, and we can be close and we can talk like this, close up, okay? I want you to know that. All right, here we go. Ooh. Oh my. I can feel my my brain cells being energized and reactivated. This is like the greatest thing in the world. You know, sometimes an emergency, a deadline will come up, and I'm in a big rush. Well, I'll just grab the Spam plain and not even fry it and just put it on some bread and eat it on the go. And I'll rush to the office, and because that's the thing about Spam and a Spam sandwich, you can eat it in the car. Of course, be careful. You know, I'm not encouraging you to do that. Don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive. Don't eat Spam and drive. Okay, so thanks a lot for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll be sharing more with you about what it is that makes me so healthy, slim and trim, what makes my my mental processes so and what makes me so creative. Yeah. A lot of people thought it was, you know, assumed it was some sort of drugs, you know, like the Beatles smoked a lot of marijuana. But no, for me, Spam is my marijuana. And it can be for you too. Just say no to drugs. Say yes to Spam. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the Ron Brunk YouTube channel and turn on the notifications. Thank you again. I love you all, and I wish you well. Have a great day, and see you soon next time.